So, Spartans, the Master Chief. You love them, I love them too. But did you know they were kidnapped as children and they were trained to be professional killers, either to protect, to silence, or do whatever is needed at the time. As a result, I don't think they had what you and I had growing up, key people and experiences to help nurture their social and emotional growth. In other words, I don't think all Spartans were emotionally equipped to deal with trauma, but I guess this flaw was probably why they were perfect soldiers and why they succeeded in a lot of their missions.
You're something else.
Records show Spartans routinely exhibited mildly sociopathic tendencies, difficulty with socialization, and verbalization.
The records show efficient behavior operating in hazardous situations. I supplied the tools to maintain that efficiency.
Hey guys, today we will talk about the humanity of Spartans and why I think Halo 4 and Halo Infinite has the best version of the Master Chief. So in the original trilogy, they characterized the Master Chief as this strong, silent type, with the occasional cheesy one-liners, kind of like those old-school action heroes like the Terminator.
Hasta la vista, baby.
You know how expensive this gear is, son?
Tell that to the Covenant.
And that is probably why I fell in love with this character. The timing was just perfect with the voice lines, and he was powerful and heroic, and that's why I really liked him. At the same time, they occasionally showed his humanity through his connection with Cortana and other characters.
Before this is all over, promise me you'll figure out which one of us is the machine.
Now in Halo 4, I think they decided they wanted to show the Master Chief in a different kind of way, to show sides that were previously unseen in a video game. For example, they showed his vulnerability and anxiety and obsessive behaviors when it comes to losing something personal to him.
They'll pair you with another AI. Maybe even another Cortana model if Halsey lets them.
That's not going to happen.
AIs deteriorate after 7, Chief.
As he loses Cortana, the world physically crumbles around him, and this image here is one of the most memorable bits of Halo 4, and it's just a nice, beautiful image of the Chief being unable to comprehend and process and deal with what's happening right now. His world is physically shattered, and this portrays that, or this shows that beautifully. I was taken aback when a Halo game showed the Master Chief struggling to balance his duty and expectations of being a soldier and his natural human emotions. The final cutscene leaves the Master Chief questioning his own very existence.
She said that to me once. About being a machine.
This gave the Chief more autonomy, and it makes his decision to leave the UNSC in Halo 5 even more believable. Now, that's all I will say about Halo 5.
Immediately.
Negative infinity. I don't like it.
She's not the driver, but a way to level the playing field.
What do I call her?
Ask her. She named herself. Hello, Master Chief. I'm Cortana. Together, you become our newfound hope. Together, you become our key to humanity's survival. She will do anything necessary to make sure that your mission is accomplished, even if that means sacrificing herself, or you, to accomplish it.
And now we arrive at Halo Infinite. While there are obvious flaws, for example, there's a lot of plot points that go unresolved, and there's a lot of reverse show, don't tell, I still think the campaign was overall very good. Halo Infinite, in my opinion, was first and foremost a character-driven story while trying to establish some future plot points, and that's probably going to be addressed in future campaign DLCs. I think this game is a true sequel to Halo 4's narrative.
Achievement. You're not a machine. You can't be that closed off.
The game literally starts with a voiceover that questions our actions and purpose. It asks us to reflect on our past and whether we can move forward. And I think this becomes a theme throughout the whole campaign. If Halo 4 was about coming to terms that death was inevitable, it's going to come, you can't stop it, then I think Halo Infinite was about overcoming grief from that loss and confronting the truth and finding our purpose again.
Try me.
Cortana.
He's gone. Dead. All that's left are echoes, and sooner or later they'll be gone too.
Will they?
Are you two alive? All the spiders are shutting down. You did that, right? Did we win or what?
He's ready for pickup. You can leave me here.
I can't do that.
I'm not giving you a choice.
In some ways, I guess this is 343 Industries trying to learn from their mistakes and do better. It's kind of meta in that sense.
We all fail. We all make mistakes. It's what makes us human.
Throughout this campaign, we are shown different kinds of interactions between the Chief and the weapon, and these are done intentionally to showcase our characters' internal struggles. Eventually, they have to confront their problems together and restore the relationship, or else they won't be able to save humanity. Now, there's a couple of things I want to highlight to demonstrate this. The Master Chief believes he is responsible for everyone around him, and he takes loss very personal. And I reckon this is something that he has, he's had since early childhood, and also from his early military training. There's a lot of respect and gentleness towards fellow soldiers, and he makes it his mission to keep the pilot alive throughout the game. He blames himself for Cortana's rampage, and uses the events surrounding Samuel's death as the code for deleting the weapon. I think this is a really neat little detail that 343 Industries included. I guess this is used as a reminder for all the sacrifices made in the past. And in some ways, I reckon this was done so that he can stop himself from sacrificing Cortana again, or having needless sacrifices made again. Now, when it comes to the weapon, she is naive and curious. This creates tension between her and the Master Chief. This is because Chief has seen firsthand what happens when they spend too much time together digging around alien artifacts. Understandably, that's why I think he keeps his distance and is really snappy to this new AI.
1 second to get it.
Now.
It's done. Why don't you trust me?
I guess this self-blame that the Chief has imposed on him creates the friction and distrust between each of the team members. The Chief's distrust and the truth of Cortana's fate eventually leads to the weapon struggling with her own sense of self. I guess she, as a complete copy of Cortana, believes that her fate is just going to be another Cortana, another danger to everybody around her. At the same time, this forces the Chief to finally reveal the truth and admit that deep down in his cold exterior, he is a scared man. I think he's scared of losing Cortana again, and also scared of failing humanity again. I think these cutscenes and these in-game dialogues are very good. It shows that both are very broken people, and they are people that need each other. They realize this and they start to accept each other for who they are, and they become partners again.
We do it together.
How can you trust me?
I don't. But I want to.
At the end, Cortana finally leaves a message herself, and it brings everything together. And I think this allows our characters to find some closure. For example, the Master Chief knows Cortana is at peace, and he can forgive himself. For the weapon, I think this is a passing of the torch. Our new blue AI is not tied down by the past, and now she can forge her own future. Halo 4 and Halo Infinite drives home the fact that the Chief and Cortana need each other. And I think making this whole human experience as the main theme for the series is why I put 343 Industries games and their story very high on my list. It took a really long time, and there was a lot of mistakes made along the way. But they've somehow restored our favorite duo, and I think 343 Industries can now take us on these new adventures without being bogged down by their own past choices and mistakes. And this is why I think Halo is back.